Hold it for me.
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the MC. I'm giving him another responsibility to hold the mic for me. I just want to begin it, as my brother said. Students, we have to have confidence in ourselves. No fear. The thing is that I'm part of you because I'm also a graduate of University of the Gambia. And so many of you don't know that. You see somebody on TV, maybe you've never met me before, but you say, oh, that's the CJ there. Maybe he got his education from America or UK or other part of the world. No, that's not the case. I'm also part of you. I'm an alumni of the University of the Gambia. But before I start my formal speech, like the CEO of QCell said, I like to speak off the formal speech. But sometimes protocols will dictate that you have to follow the formal speech. So I will come to that. I just want to say that this life is always good for us to believe in ourselves. It is very, very important. And you also have to know what you want. What you want to do in life is very key, particularly as students. I'll give an example of one of my son, who is about 18 years, but when he was at high school, he has decided that he wants to do computer science. Probably he's impressed by those computer scientists and the like of Mohammed and others. And then I said, okay, so be it if that is what you want. So from high school, he decided to do science subject. He started the maths, physics, chemistry, and the like. By the way, I encourage him, but he helps me a lot. At his age, he was the first person who showed me how to do sharing. You can share, you use either your mobile or other appliance that you have to share with somebody else, to use the internet. Because that was a particular time, the internet was down, and I saw him using his iPad. I said, Daddy, how do you do this? There's no internet. He said, you can use your phone to connect to the laptop. I said, how do you do that? He said, come. So at that age, so I said, okay, he said, do this, go there, do this, open it, use it. And then from that day, I also learned from him how to share my phone if there is a problem with internet, with the laptop or something. So it's like the desire, the ambition, the wish has to be inbuilt in you. What you want to do in life is very, very important. And in summary, guess what happened? He got opportunity to study outside, and he went to a university, get acceptance to do computer science. In his third year, when he was about to graduate, he called me a couple of months ago. He said, Daddy, I have made another decision. I said, what is that? He said, I want to change my program from computer science. I want to do electrical engineering as my major. I said, but why? At this level, next year he was supposed to graduate. He said, Daddy, I've looked at the environment. AI has come. And it's likely the works that the computer science graduates will be doing, most of it is taken over by AI. So it's better for me to do electrical engineering now and then have minor computer science. So I have a bigger chance in the job market in the future. I look at this small boy, how he's thinking. And I was impressed. I said, Daddy, it is endorsed. Do whatever you want to do, as long as you can handle it. I'm behind you. So that is why I said it's very important for us to have confidence in ourselves. And it's very important for us to know, particularly as young people, it is always important for you to be focused. Don't sit down and then you want to do everything. Because in life, you cannot do everything. You must plan, you must have a career path. From my son daddy, I go to myself. As you see, most of you see me as the Commissioner General, but the Commissioner General comes from a long way. I was like you, I was in your shoes, a young boy, graduate from high school, and then, fortunately or unfortunately, I saw myself in a tax environment. And I worked for a couple of years. Then the opportunities come for me to work, for me to go to school, the university in the Gambia. I grabbed the opportunity. I left my colleagues behind. And at the time I was doing it, most of them think that I don't even know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm crazy. But I know exactly what I want. I decided to go to university for 4 years, and I graduated. And I went back to my work. I thanked my former boss for giving me the opportunity to go to university at the time. After working for 2 years, I tried again, look for scholarship to do my master's. But the interesting part is, when I want to go to do my master's in the United States, to Webster University, some of my colleagues called me aside, said whether I am normal. Because at the time, we have very few graduates in the institution. You can count them, not more than even 10. And they think that I am a mad guy leaving the job, what I'm doing, going out to look for another degree or master's degree, when already I secured a degree. But at the time, I was not a mad guy. I know exactly what I want. I decided to leave, and I was away in the United States for about 2 years or more. I did my master's degrees, I came back. And then we have the amalgamation of the then customs and excise and tax, income tax, meaning that's the born of GRA. And when GRA came, surprisingly, all employees of income tax and all those that were in customs were asked to resign, and we applied for various positions. And it was a time when they were doing that, I came back from my studies. Interestingly, I was offered a position of a deputy director of policy planning and research. And I told the John Mastafari, don't clap yet, I'm coming with something. I told the Commissioner General then, I'm sorry, I don't want to take this position. And he asked why. And then I said, I've been away for more than 2 years, 3 years. I don't know anything about what has been happening here. And you want to give me a deputy director at this point, I would definitely got lost. So my thinking is that allow me to be around the middle, not at the bottom, but around the middle, like a manager position. Then I will grow with the system, because GRA, Gambia Revenue Authority, was a new thing. It was just being established in 2007. And I don't know the head and the tail of GRA. Even the institution that I was working, I lost touch with them for almost 3 years. So I cannot just come and be at the top. I am saying this because it has something to do with you people. That means you have to take it easy. Life is not all about rust. In life, you have to take your time. You don't have to be in a haste. I declined that position, and then they told me to apply for a manager position. I applied, went for interview, and I got the position of a manager. That is the position I took. And that helps me a lot, because it helps me to understand the institution. It helped me to understand what is GRA. It helped me to understand everything that is surrounding me. And then that is where I come from, as a manager for a couple of years. Then I worked in various areas of the institution. I know the personnel. And then with time, in summary, I cannot say it all, I was offered an opportunity to become a Commissioner General. And I declined again. And some people think I'm crazy. The Secretary General called me and said, why? And I said, no, I think I have the age on my side, like you people. Some of you have another 20 years to go, some 25. Then I have 15, 20 years to go. I declined. And he went to the president and told him that this boy said that he doesn't want the position. The president asked him why. He came back to me and I said, I am still young. I have another 15 years to go. I have the education. All I need now is experience. And I believe I should not be in a haste to go to that position. He said it's accepted. 1 year later, 2 years later, they come back to me, called me and said, we want you to be the president said he's offering you the position. I declared again. And he asked why. I said, because there are people here who are far older than me, they've been in the institution for long. Why don't you give them chance? Worst scenario, get somebody outside. Me, I am comfortable where I am, and I can work with anybody who comes here. I said, okay. The final and the third time, he said, the position exists, you must take it. If you don't take it, we are going to impose it on you. In fact, by the way, the second time, he said, okay, if you don't want to be the Commissioner General, we will create a position for you. Can you imagine? I said, what's that position? He said, we will make you the Deputy Commissioner General, which was not even part of the hierarchy. And also, we will make you the head of customs for the first time. I said, well, okay, that's okay. As long as somebody is there as Commissioner General, I'm fine with that. But when the third time came, he told me, and then I started thinking. The next minute, I saw a letter that appointed me as Commissioner General of Gambia Revenue Authority. From the time I started work, today, I was able to put together over 248 graduates working for GRA. And most of them are from the University of the Gambia. Most of them, 80% of them are from University of the Gambia. Over 248 bachelor's and master's holders. I was able to put together with my team over 13 ACCA graduates, and most of them, they are sponsored by GRA. I was able to put together over 10 qualified lawyers, most of them sponsored by GRA. So it takes a man to change an institution. It takes a man to lead, to become a good leader, if you believe in yourself. Over a period, I was fortunate to attend various high institutions outside of this country. I went to Harvard. I went to Duke University. For those of you who knows America, Duke University, Harvard University, most of IMF institutions, World Bank institutions. But all this begins in the Gambia here. If I said I'm not going to University of the Gambia, will I have that opportunity? No. If I said I was not going to go to University of Gambia, will I have the opportunity to become a Commissioner General? And when I came Commissioner General, I was very young, in my 40s. And a lot of people, they say, look at this small boy, they'll sack him very soon. And some will say that, leave them, he will learn in the hard way. But I have a total different thinking. And my thinking was, when I took over the office, I want to go digital and forget about the manual ways of thinking. And every time I travel, I see something new. When I come back to the Gambia, I want the Gambia to also to have that. And that has been going on for the last 10 years. I have kind of revolutionized the GRA in terms of digital work. Most of the tax heads that used to be collected manually are now being digitalized. And the result is that when I was coming in, up to 2010, the average collection or the yearly collections of GRA is about $3 billion. I am happy to tell you, to share with you, in a single month, we are able to collect $3 billion, what we used to collect for the whole year. So this is what it is. As the Sabali said, it is what it is. So you have to believe in yourself and do whatever you think is best for you, what your brain can take. Don't think that because somebody is doing science, you can also do science, you can be a doctor. It depends. If what your brain can give you best, do that. And everyone has an opportunity in this life. It just depends on how serious you are. You see people starting from humble beginning and where they end up. So this is a short bio of mine. We can discuss more and more in the future. So back to my former speech. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, our brother, the chairperson, Board of Trustee, and the CEO of Q Group, Mohammed Jah, a brother and the Executive Director of Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund, my wife. So you can guess, I have a wife here. My wife is sitting, beautiful wife is sitting in front of me. I call her Ida, but her full name is Aisatu Oba. So she was taking care of me, by the way, when I was with, you can see the kind of dress I do. Mohammed, I wish I talked to Mohammed Jah, or I talked to Madam Jah in the morning. I was going to put on my tracksuit and sports shoes to come here. But unfortunately, I did not talk to them this morning. I was going to dress differently because I went for training in the morning and then I came, I thought this is the best dress. But when I saw, I said, oh my God, I wish I know. I would have come here with my joking. Anyway, Madam Jah, welcome. And thank you for choosing for Mohammed what to dress. Because I'm suffering, and my wife took care of me by giving me an electric fan. You know, when I was struggling, fanning myself. The Permanent Secretary, Basic Education, Mr. Louis Moses, distinguished government official, members of the private sector, Sol Fraser and others, other permanent secretaries that are here, our development partners, Ajaratu Oli Diba, the vice chancellors, principals and head of institutions, our development partners, members of the private sector, students, graduates and young professionals, the media, ladies and gentlemen. Should I say good afternoon now or good morning? Because let me check, it's afternoon now. So I will not say morning, but good afternoon to you all. It is both a privilege and pleasure to join you today at this inaugural National Career Fest 2026. Allow me at the onset to sincerely thank the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology and the Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund for deeming the Gambia Revenue Authority worthy of participating in this important national initiative and for inviting me to speak on the topic revenue mobilization, youth empowerment and national development. I commend the Ministry and Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund for conceiving this timely initiative under the theme, Becoming from Education to Limitless Opportunity. It is an inspiring theme because it reminds us that education is not the destination. Education is the beginning of the journey. It is the bridge between who we are today and who we become tomorrow. It equips us with knowledge, develop our character, shaping our skills, and prepared us to seize opportunities in an increasing competitive world. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as an economist, that's my first major. I have always believed that a country's greatest, I have always believed that a country's greatest natural resources is not its minerals, no, it's not its land, no, its strategic location. Its greatest resources is its people. Today, Africa is the youngest continent in the world. More than 60% of African population is under the age of 25. This demographic reality presents our continent with an extraordinary opportunity. If Africa invests wisely in education, skill development, innovation, entrepreneurship, and technology, this youthful population can become the engine of unprecedented economic transformation. Our private sector will grow, productivity will increase, innovation will flourish, investment will expand, and millions of decent jobs will be created. However, the demographic alone do not create prosperity. A youthful population can either become a demographic dividend or a demographic challenge. The difference lies in whether we invest in our young people and whether young people invest in themselves. That is precisely why today's Career Fest is so important. It brings together government institutions like GRA, educational institutions, employers, entrepreneurs, and development partners to demonstrate that education must lead to employability, innovation, entrepreneurship, productive participation in national development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to speak briefly about the role of the Gambia Revenue Authority in raising revenue for national development. Many people view tax administration simply as the mandate to collect taxes on from the state. Taxation is much more than collecting revenue for government. It is the foundation upon which government builds nations. Every classroom that is constructed, every teacher that is trained, every hospital that is equipped, every road that connects our communities, every scholarship that enables a student to pursue higher education, every security officer protecting our borders, every public institution delivering essential services, all depend directly or indirectly on taxes collected by GRA. Taxes are therefore not merely financial obligations, they are investments we make collectively in our country's future. When citizens and businesses voluntarily complied with their tax obligations, the government acquired resources needed to invest in education, healthcare, infrastructure, digital transformation, agriculture, and youth empowerment. In other words, revenue mobilization creates the physical space that makes national development possible. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, revenue mobilization is not solely the responsibility of the tax administrators. It is a shared national responsibility. Responsible citizens begins with understanding that every citizen has both rights and responsibilities. Just as we expect quality public services, we also have a civic duty to contribute fairly and towards financing those services. Building a strong tax culture therefore begins with education. It begins by helping young people to understand and paying tax is not merely a legal obligation. It is an act of patriotism and not nation building. Ladies and gentlemen, youth empowerment and revenue mobilization are more closely connected than many people realize. A skilled young person who secures a meaningful employment contributes to the economy. An entrepreneur who starts a successful business creates jobs for others. A farmer who modernizes production expands national output. An innovator who develops new technologies increases productivity. Every successful business ultimately contributes to public revenue. Every productive citizen strengthens the country's economic resilience. In this way, empowered young people become both creators of wealth and contributors to national development. This is why government invests in education. Should never be viewed as expenditure alone. I'm sure Mr. Minister of Higher Education will be happy with that phrase. This is why government investment in higher education should never be viewed as expenditure alone. It is an investment that yields returns through increased productivity, higher income, strong businesses, and a greater domestic revenue in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, as most of you are aware, the world is changing rapidly. Artificial intelligence, automation, digital commerce, emerging technologies are transforming industries at an unprecedented pace. Many of the jobs that today's students will eventually occupy do not yet exist. Likewise, many existing jobs will evolve significantly over the next decade. I think this goes well with the thinking of my son, Daddy, who wants to be a computer scientist, but later changed to do electrical engineering and make computer science a minor. because of the way things are happening. Things are changing very rapidly. So we should all be thinking about that. This means that obtaining a qualification alone will no longer be sufficient. Employers increasingly seek problem solvers. Employers like Sol Fraser, Mohamed Jah, and others will be looking for people who are problem solvers, not ordinarily grabbing a job, rather than certificate holders. Not only the certificate, but something that you can add value to. They seek creativity rather than routine work. They seek communication, leadership, teamwork, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, and digital literacy. These are the kind of things you should be thinking of when you are at school or you leave school but you are building a career. To the young people gathered here today, I think this is a very good opportunity for you. I would join the other previous speakers to say that today's session should not just be reading speeches, but it should go beyond that. As young people, we are your seniors. Some of you, we are your fathers. Some of you, you are our sisters and brothers. So when we talk to you, we have to talk to you and look at your eye and tell you the truth, so that you will have a future like us. Like I told you a short story about myself, and Mohammed did the same, and other speakers did the same, that what they call in English, poem to say that Rome was not built in a day. So it still stands that Rome was never built in a single day. It means it takes time. And it's important that when seniors are talking to you, you listen and take note, because it can benefit you for the rest of your life. Sometimes some of these lectures, some of these speeches that we give, it becomes a speech of your life. You may not have this opportunity very soon. Oh, I'm seeing Dr. Baji over there making his head. I know he normally talks a lot about career, building careers. I follow you, by the way. I always advise young people to be specific what they want. So thank you for doing that behind the scene. I'm sure Perry is not paying you, but you're doing it voluntarily. He's always guiding the young people all the time. So like I said, you have to be patient, and you have to know what you want exactly, and you follow that. And therefore, to the young people gathered here today, I therefore offer this challenge. Never stop learning. That's one. You see, it's only a foolish people who think that they know everything, or they have PhD, or they have masters, or they have so-called certificates, and they are educated. Even if you have 10 PhDs, that's just a drop in the ocean, what you know about this world. Look at the planes going. Look at the submarine vessels going down. How did planes get here, leave here, and they go to China? How do they leave here, they go to Europe? Look at the kind of technology that's happening. I remember when we have Ali Qcell was coming, then Gamcell was here. The first time I spoke to Mohamed Jah, and then that time we didn't have the videos when you are talking to the food. And then he said, now bro, you know what? You can call somebody, your children, and you can see them through the food. I said, how is that possible? He said, no, it's coming. It's going to happen. When you call, you can see the people that you are talking in America. This was the time when technology was low. But today, it's different. I talk to my children anytime they talk to me while they're outside. It means that the world has changed. Drastically, technologically, the world has changed. So this is the reality of life. So you have to be learning and never stop learning. Never stop learning. Never stop improving yourself. Invest in your knowledge, invest in your skills, invest in your character. Do not prepare for jobs that exist today. Never. Prepare yourself for opportunities that will emerge tomorrow. Your qualifications will open doors, but your skills, characters, integrity, willingness to keep learning will determine how far you walk through them. This is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, the future labor market is no longer confined by a national border. Today, a young Gambian software engineer can work for a company in Europe. while in Banjul. A graphic designer can serve clients across continents. An accountant, lawyer, engineer, a cybersecurity expert can compete globally. The world is increasingly rewarding talent rather than location. And this is the reality of life. Every time you sit at your corner, don't think about just your surrounding. Think beyond that. And anytime you think beyond that, you will be determined, you'll have that instinct in you, and you will be working towards that. And that will make you a proper person. And that will make you to become what you want to be in the future. So never stop learning. Therefore, our young people should not limit their ambitions to competing only within the Gambia. Build yourself to international standard. Build yourself. Those over there are not better than you. You can compete them anywhere for that matter. You can see what is happening in the Gambia. Gambian university graduates are going to the other universities and they become top students. They become PhD holders. Some of them, even the countries they go, they don't want to leave them to come back. So if they can do it, you can do it. If they can do it, you do it. Always be prepared to compete. Be in a competitive skills, master the marginal technology, develop strong communications skills, and learn continuously. When you become a global competitor, the world itself becomes your marketplace. Allow me at this juncture to share a personal lessons from my own journey. I have given you a brief about my own journey, but this is just a text that I'm going to go through. Many people see the Commissioner General standing before you today. A very few knew the roads that brought me here. I joined the Customs and Excise Department over 3 decades ago as a young custom officer after completing high school. Throughout my career, I was posted to several remote stations across the country, including a town or a village called Nyamanar and Sarangai and Sabi. Those of you who travel around Basse, Fanafenye, Jiboro, name it. There is no place in this country that I have not been posted as a young man. But all this while, I kept patient and I didn't complain. I go as the office dictates and I come back. And there's a reason why that's happening. So too much complaint is not good. Today, when I see the young ones, when we post them to airport or nearby, they start complaining while moving them from the office. I will always laugh because they don't know what is ahead of them. The conditions were difficult at the time, more, because most of the posted places I go, there was no electricity and there is no pipe water. I remember when I was posted at Sarangai, for those who knows Basse area, there was no electricity, there was no water. And even for water, well water, they go in the morning, 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, they stop. So nobody gets water until 5 p.m. And 5 p.m. by 7, they stop. So you have to ration the time you take shower. You know, you cannot be taking, like, was it Muhammad who said that, go beyond Brikama or Dara Soma, you see what is happening. So I have to now make a decision. Do I have to take shower 3 times, 2 times, or once a day? This is the condition. And there is no electricity, by the way, at the time. And I was born and brought up here. And I was already used to, electricity, water. But this is all about preparing oneself in life. Like I said, today is not about only giving speeches. I think today is frank talk. We need to talk to Gambians to understand, especially you, the young ones. You are the future of this country. We need to talk to you so that you think rightly. Because if our youthful age here did not follow the right route, we are in trouble. 10 years, 15 years ago, myself, Mohammed, and others, we are at your level. 20 years ago, we are about 30. So, wow, today you are there. One day you will also come to our position. So we are giving you the experience. We are giving you experience. I want you to take note of that. Very, 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 very clear. I mentioned that throughout my career, I was posted to several remote stations across the country, including Nyamara and Sarangai. Life there was not always comfortable. The conditions were difficult, but I embraced every posting because I believe every assignment was preparing me for something greater. Those experiences made me my character better. They taught me humility, which is very important in life, humility, resilience, and leadership. And most importantly, they taught me empathy, which is very important. Sometimes you have to put human face when you are surrounded by some circumstances, especially some of you will become future leaders. It is not everything that is on black and white that you have to follow. Sometimes you have to put human face, and that is where the empathy comes. And this goes with experience. Today, whenever I receive complaints from officers serving in remote areas, I understand their challenges because I once lived those experiences myself. One lesson I learned throughout my career is the importance of patience. And I will make this clear and repeat it. And I want the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Mr. Pear, to be emphasizing this in every speech. Because he gives more speeches than me. I see him almost every day on TV giving speeches. So Pear, patience is very important. And this is something that is lacking now in our society. Young people today often want success overnight. I don't know what really brought that thing overnight. Almost all of you want to be successful overnight. And this is not possible. If that is possible, God will be born, a lady will bring in a baby, and the baby will grow up and become an adult. But there is a gradual process that goes on. And that is nature of life. So I don't know why the young people of today want to be successful overnight. Ask Saul Fraser, he will tell you his journey, where he started from high school and where he is today. This will give you a span of 30 years. And where if you see him today, in that tall tower building, you say, oh, look at this man, he's rich. Ask him where he started. So please be patient. All the young people today, they want to rapid promotion. Wherever they go to work, they want rapid promotion. They just work for maybe 1, 2 years, 5 years, or up till now they did not promote me. I want to leave this job and go to another work. So the promotion becomes something in their head. Be patient, your time will come. They want immediate recognition, and they want instant wealth. That's the elephant in town. That is the elephant in the house. They want instant wealth. You think if it is that easy to get wealth, some of us will work up till now, after working over 35 years, and you are in a situation where you collect billions, up to 30 billion, and still you are working, struggling. You don't have to touch something that does not belong to you. You have to earn your living. And it's not possible for in any way, for you to have that instant wealth. You must be patient and wait for what belongs to you. Unfortunately, life does not work like that. Life does not work like that. You cannot be rich overnight. You cannot. True success is usually built patiently, and one experience at a time. You must be patient. You must take the right steps to where you want to go. If you are not patient, you are in a haste, you end up spoiling everything. It may surprise some of you to know that I have already explained this, but I will repeat it here because this is my recent speech. That I was offered the position of Commissioner General on 2 separate occasions, which I declined before, and I finally accepted it a few years later. I declined because I genuinely believed at the time that I needed more experience before assuming such an enormous responsibility. You think if I had accepted my first offer, these are way back in the Jammeh's time. So some of you are very small at the time, and some of you can still remember that. If I had accepted a position, I don't think today I would be speaking to you. I would have been fired many years ago. So I declared because I genuinely believe that At the time, I needed more experience before assuming such enormous office responsibility. Only when I felt adequately prepared did I accept the position. Looking back today, I have absolutely no regrets. Preparation gave me confidence. Experience gave me perspective, and patience made me a better leader. Never be in a hurry to arrive when you are ready. Your time will come. Prepare for it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, young men and women that are here, never be in a hurry to arrive before you are prepared, before you are ready. Your time will come. Prepare for it. Take that from me before my conclusion. For those of you that have already secured employment, empower yourself by building your profile. For those of you considering future education, I encourage you to pursue your academic goals with passion and determination. The sky will be your limit. Always have that in mind. What I want to do, nobody can block me. The sky is the limit. If you follow the right path, you will get there, but it's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. For those of you seeking employment, I wish you a good luck in your search for jobs that align with your skills and interests. Please do not be discouraged. Do not remain idle, waiting for opportunities. You can volunteer. That's another thing you can do. Attach yourself to an institution to do voluntary for a short period of time. Get an internship. You can go into other institutions to have internship for a period of time, just to avoid sitting at home doing nothing. You can also share your knowledge by going for teaching. You can do teaching. By the way, I taught sometime when I left school. I was recruited by Action 8. At the time, they were looking for smart young people who are good in mathematics. And they kind of headhunt me, and they send me to provinces to go and teach mathematics. So teaching is another thing that you can do for a start. Louis Moses is here, he was a teacher. The Minister of Higher Education is here, he was a teacher. So I said, Isatu was a teacher? You never taught, okay. So teaching is something that you can also do just to keep your time. Because at the end of the day, it's just not very good to sit down, without doing anything. Learn a trade. Start a small business. Every business begins at a small stage. Start a small business. Don't think that you can be overnight and become Mohammed Jah. If Mohammed Jah tells you his history, you will be surprised where he began and where he is today. So start a small business. And most importantly, acquire or enhance your digital skills. Now that we live in a digital world, try to make sure that you also improve your skills digitally. Every experience will build your character and strengthen your profile. Sometimes the stepping stone you least expect becomes the doorway to your greatest opportunity. Therefore, use this career phase to interact, connect, and network with potential employers, both in the public and the private sector. You have a unique opportunity to market yourself. Make good use of it. This is a great opportunity. Make good use of it. I can say maybe 80% of the people that are sitting here have never met me one-to-one. So that's an opportunity for you to talk to the CG and see what next can happen. This is an opportunity for you to talk to Mohammed Jah, the CEO. That's an opportunity for you to talk to Saul Fraser. That's an opportunity for you to talk to Dr. Baji. So that these are all things, you never know what happens next after a short discussion. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, permit me to make a final announcement. I could not possibly come to this career fair such as this, surrounded by some of the brightest young minds in our country, without making an effort to say something about recruitment GRA can do. So, let me leave you with a pleasant surprise. Well, we've already pledged for the beginning. We are giving you $200,000 for the beginning. And secondly, the beginning of 2027, the GRA will subject our recruitment requirements and the applicable procedures for employment opportunities to top performing graduates in economics. By the way, don't forget, I'm myself, I'm an economist, so that's why I brought that first. Top students. Jojo will maybe coordinate, will give them an employment. Some, not all of you, but the top ones. Top accounting students, majors, we'll give them employment. Jojo can coordinate. Top computer science and IT students, we'll give them appointments. We are doing this because we recognize tertiary institutions in the Gambia. These initiatives be part of our long-term strategy to attract and nurture talents that will take GRA to the next level. Like I said, GRA is the backbone institution as far as revenue collection is concerned in this country. What we are doing, we are building an institution that will stay here for posterity. We are building an institution that is going to help this nation to be able to take care of its financing. Days are gone where countries depend on outside funding. Because where we normally get our funds, there is a donor fatigue. Those people themselves are having some issues. So it is high time as a country we look inward and what we refer to as domestic revenue mobilization. And to do that, you must have the talent. This is why I told you that we managed to train up to 248 graduates, masters and bachelor's holders. We have some PhD holders, by the way. But our concentration is not about PhD. Our concentration is to build a career for those who will come after us, because we cannot be there forever. We are there for a time, and during the course of our time, we are doing what we think is the best and what we can do by creating the enabling environment for businesses to pay their taxes digitally. And as much as we are doing that, we also want to make sure that we have the capacity, human capacity, and all of you have opportunity to be part of that. And that is why I made an announcement that 2027 beginning, we will look forward to Jojo and we will recruit the best out of you so that you will be the future leaders of the Gambia Revenue Authority. On that note, I thank you once again for inviting me to speak at this special occasion. May your journey ahead be filled with purpose, perseverance, and fulfillment. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo. And thank you for the commitment GRA has also made to employing promising young students. So I would encourage every student here in disciplines that he has mentioned to do your utmost to be top of your class. And I just want to commend all the speakers so far who have injected anecdotes into their speeches to really try to motivate the students that are here. They know what we're here for, which is to motivate the students here. So I hope you're all taking notes, as I said before, and taking some nuggets of wisdom from the stories that the speakers have given us so far. Without further ado, we will move on to our next agenda item. Because as the world changes, the question is not simply how many opportunities we create, but also who is able to access them. To speak on becoming, preparing all Gambian youth for an inclusive future of work, please welcome Mrs. Awa Marie Low Khan, founder and president of the Woman Boss. And we're also pleased to acknowledge that Madam Khan has traveled in with her husband, Mr. Malik Khan, to be part of this important gathering. Thank you. Welcome.
It's fine. Good afternoon, everyone. Can I say it again? Good afternoon, everyone. Much better. So I actually have like a to finish the speech, but now because of everybody, what they've shared so far, I think I'm going to bring it to the beginning, right? So I wanted to finish with this, but I will start with this and then I'll do my formal. So to start, I do want to say, you're probably all wondering, who is she? Tubabi kanla? I'm just Gambian like you guys. So, I am a product of Methodist Primary School and Gambia High School. I'm a Gambian girl, just like you all. The foundational education that I have received in the Gambia allowed me to further my education abroad in the U.S. in such institutions, and I was very happy to hear Mr. Dabo what he shared from Duke University and Harvard University as well. I am called upon the U.S., both U.S. Congress and the White House to speak on subject matter experts such as entrepreneurship, innovation, and gender. And I am known within my colleagues in the U.S. as the CFO, because I am a CFO by trade. I studied accounting, I studied finance, and now I'm doing my doctorate in leadership and gender. And I decided to come home 8 years ago, about 8 years ago, yeah, actually next week will be 8 years ago, to create the Woman Boss. And you saw the Woman Boss represented here earlier by Jaina Mendy. Remember what all speakers have shared? It is to create impact and leave a legacy. And remember that it is our responsibility to develop the country. Nobody's going to come save us. We need to do it. So now, I will start. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable ministers, distinguished guests, development partners, educators, employers, and colleagues, and most importantly, you all, the young generation, next generation of leaders in the room. It is an honor and privilege to be here to share what it means to be ready and preparing for the inclusive work, future of work. I want to begin with a question. What truly does it mean to become? Is it graduating from the university? Is it receiving your first job offer? Is it earning a salary? Or is it something much deeper? I believe becoming is a lifelong journey of discovering who you are, developing who you become, and using your talents to create opportunities, not only for yourself, but for your community, for your country, for the Gambia. So today, we are not simply gathering to discuss careers. We are gathering to celebrate potential. Because every young person here represents an idea waiting to be discovered, a leader waiting to emerge, an entrepreneur waiting to solve a problem, an innovator capable of transforming this nation. Look around for a moment. Somewhere in this room is the founder of a company that does not exist yet. Somewhere in this room is our future president, a woman president. A future engineer who will design the bridge that connects the two regions, Gambia and Senegal. A future scientist who will solve a problem we haven't even identified yet. This is not exaggeration. That is what a room full of Gambian youth actually is. But we must be honest about the moment we are living in now. The world of work is changing faster than any point in our history. AI, artificial intelligence, is transforming industries. Automation is reshaping jobs, creating careers that did not exist just a few years ago, and will keep creating careers that don't exist yet. Many of the jobs today's graduates will hold will not exist in a decade from now. And I agree with your son. I'm glad he did what he did. Let that settle for a moment. I know that sounds frightening, a world moving too fast to prepare for, but I want to offer you a different way to see it. That reality should not frighten us, it should inspire us. because the future does not belong to those who simply adopt to change. It belongs to those who create it. For too long, many of our young people have been taught to prepare for employment and employment alone. There's nothing wrong with seeking employment, a steady job, a steady income. These are real and legitimate goals, and we celebrate every young person who achieves them today. But employment should never be the only dream we allow ourselves to have. We must also prepare our young people to become entrepreneurs, to become innovators, researchers, digital creators, agripreneurs, technology leaders, social entrepreneurs, and community leaders. I'll give you a little story. My own son, who's 22 years old, right after high school, started university. After a semester, he decided not to go. He said, "Mommy, this is not what I want to do." And do you know how heartbreaking that is? I said, "You must be lucky my father is not alive." Because everybody, for the university students that know, my dad, my father, Dr. Lowe, the late Dr. Lowe was my father. He was a university student. I said, "You must be very lucky because his grandkids all have to go to university." He said, "No, I want to be a streamer," whatever that is. So that's what he is doing. He's a streamer. He said, "A lot of people can get rich. I don't want to be part of the matrix. Whatever you guys, young people, are calling the matrix, I am part of the matrix, and I'm telling you, be part of the matrix. Work hard." Employers, again, this means the question we've been asking our youth and generations can no longer be enough. The old question was, who will give me a job? I remember graduating from college and asking that question. Now the new question is, what value can I create? What are you going to bring to a company that's hiring? Say that with me in mind. As Mr. Ja shared, what values are you bringing into a company? So remember that as you're looking for the next opportunity. That single shift in mindset changes everything. It transforms graduates into problem solvers. It transforms dreamers into builders. It transforms ideas into enterprises. And inclusive work also means something else, something we cannot celebrate without confronting. It means ensuring that opportunity is available to every young Gambian. Whether you come from Banjul or Basse, Karawan or Janjangbure, Birkama or the smallest village that doesn't appear in most maps, your future should never be determined by your community, your gender, your disability status, or your economic circumstances. Talent exists everywhere in this country. Opportunity does not. Where talent lives and where opportunity lives is not a job for one ministry, one organization, or the government as a whole. It is our shared responsibility. All of us in this room today. At the Woman Boss, we have witnessed this transformation firsthand, not as theory, but as lived experience. We have seen young women who have once questioned whether they belong in business become entrepreneurs leading successful companies. We have seen young girls who have never imagined a career in technology go on to learn AI, coding, or digital innovation and thrive in it. We have seen youth who needed just one opportunity, one mentor, one conversation, one person who believed in them before they believed in themselves. Sometimes changing the direction of a lifetime does not mean it will bring you millions of dollars. It just means that you have to begin with a belief. The belief alone is not enough. Belief has to be matched with a skill. The future demands capabilities, and I want to name them plainly because clarity matters more than inspiration alone. Digital literacy, financial literacy, critical thinking, communication, creativity, leadership, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. I want to be very clear about something, because I know this topic creates anxiety in rooms like this one. AI is not here to replace young people. It is here to empower us, empower those who know how to use it responsibly and creatively. It is here to empower. Our challenge, it is not to compete against technology. Our challenge is to ensure that Gambian youth know how to work with technology, to direct it, to question it, to build it. Because increasingly, the future does not simply ask whether you hold a degree. It will ask, can you solve problems? Can you collaborate? Can you learn? Can you innovate? Can you lead? This is why the career fair today is so much more than an event on a calendar. It is an investment in confidence, in knowledge, and in opportunity. I promise you I'm almost done. So today, I want to leave a challenge with two groups in this room, the young people and the employers. To every young person here, ask questions today. Speak with potential employers, not to just collect a brochure or a stamp, but have a real conversation. Network with professionals, attend every workshop you can, practice your interview skills, build your confidence, and step outside your comfort zone on purpose, because opportunities rarely begin with certainty. They begin with conversations. To employers, I leave you with a challenge, and I ask you to receive it in spirit. Do not simply recruit experience. Recruit potential. Give young people the room to learn, to contribute, and to grow, even when their CV is still short. I know that because I do it a lot. Invest in mentorship. Invest in internships. Invest in innovation. Because when we invest in our youth, we are not doing them a favor. We are investing in the future of the Gambia itself. And finally, to every young person listening, do not wait for someone to give you permission to dream bigger. Your degree is important, but it's only the beginning. Your dreams matter. But dreams without action only become dreams. So be curious, be courageous, be resilient, continue learning after graduation, and embrace technology. And never underestimate the impact that one determined individual can have on an entire nation. The future of work is not something we should sit and wait for. It is something we must build together. I remember my final year at my first university in the US, Shaw University, my alma mater. We had invited a celebrity guest speaker to come in. And at that time, he was part of the lawyers that was part of the O.J. Simpson case. If everybody, you guys are very, very young, so you might not know. But he held my book through networking. We had booklets that were passed around. And he took my booklet and he wrote there, "Dream big dreams." I still have that booklet. Dream big dreams. And that alone was like, oh, he told me I could dream big dreams. It's never stopping. So imagine a young girl, a Gambian girl at the age of 24 years old, being in a room, a boardroom, where all around me were white, male, and I was the CFO. Do you know how it feels? It means that you can do it. You can do it. I was only 24 years old, a black girl sitting in a room with an accent. So if I can dream, you can dream. And dreams are what? Dreams are free. Does it cost to dream? Does it cost you? Do you pay at night to dream? No, you don't. Do you pay to dream? No. Dreams are free, and if you can dream it, you can be it. Let's repeat it. If you can dream it, you can be it. Can you say it with me? If you can dream it, you can be it. Thank you. Thank you, Fed Fund. I forgot to say that. And for all your work, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Awa Mary Low Khan. It costs nothing to dream. That's something we should all remember. So Madam Low Khan has challenged employers on who to recruit. Mr. Jha gave us an insight into his hiring practices and what he looks for in employees. Mr. Dabo has also told us who GRA is looking for. Right now, the person we're going to listen to represents the people we all want to hear from. Those who will be reading our CVs, those who will be sitting across the table from us, interviewing us, or interviewing you, students. And now I will call on Mr. Babukar Bajan to speak on empowering the next generation of Gambian talent. Please welcome President of the Network of HR Professionals of the Gambia, Mr. Bajan.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. After listening to everyone, all those outstanding speeches, Mr. Jha, our Mary, CG, I was tempted to ask Dr. Jojo and Yasin, is there anything left for me to speak about? Is there anything left for me to speak about? There's a lot that has been said, and it entails everything that's in my script right now. Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Permanent Secretaries, Chair, Board Members and Management of the TED Fund, the Tripartite Funds, Senior Government Officials, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Development Partners, Business Leaders, Commissioner General of GRA, Heads of Educational Institutions, distinguished guests, members of the media, and the young people out here today. I've been looking around, and all I see is great people. And that's the greatest natural resource that Gambia has. The people. I don't know if we've thought about it. We are the greatest natural resources of this country. And before I continue, I must appreciate the Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund for bringing this event together, creating a bridge between education and opportunity, between ambition and action. Please join me in applauding the Tertiary Higher Education team for investing in the future of the Gambia. Thank you. As I arrived this morning, it reminded me of my late teens and early 20s. I passed out of high school in 1995. Back then, we called high school graduation passing out ceremonies. Yes? Today, when young people hear passing out, they might think someone fainted from too much partying. But it wasn't. During our time, it meant you were officially entering the real world of work. I left school with hope, confidence, printed certificates, transcripts, testimonials, handwritten applications at the time. And like many of you, I believe employers will see my certificates, The then heads of HR will see my certificates and immediately start competing for me. Unfortunately, I was introduced to silence and disappointment. So I applied and trying consistently, and I persevered. If you've ever experienced that silence, you would know that that silence is quite loud. It's quite revealing. You begin to ask yourself questions, doubting yourself. Am I good enough? Did what I study, was it the wrong courses? Will anyone ever give me a chance? These are the questions that self-doubt. And eventually, for me, my mom took over the role, started job searching for me, taking my applications everywhere to all the people of influence that she knows. She was networking and job searching long before LinkedIn existed. But for her, she persisted with phone calls. And eventually, one came through. Yes, not my dream job, not the salary that I wanted, but it is what built my career today. The opportunity led to leadership roles and eventually brought me here as a president of the network of HR of the Gambia. And I share this journey because it taught me an equation I never forgotten. Your qualifications and your CV may open the door. Your talent and your attitude will keep you in the room. I'll repeat. Your qualifications and your CV may open the door. Your talent and your attitude will keep you in the room. Because after your first day at work, nobody will ask for your certificates any longer. People experience your attitude. And we have the guiding principle that Mr. Jah mentioned earlier. Your willingness to learn, your integrity, your teamwork, your curiosity, your ability to solve problems. Those become your real qualifications, not your university degree. And today, the world of work is changing rapidly, and we know that. Every day, there are things that are changing. Many of the careers you will have 10 years from now do not even exist. Years ago, who would have thought of companies appointing or employing social media experts? It didn't exist. There will be many more coming in down the years. The world is changing and we must change with it. Employers across the Gambia continue to share the same story. We've heard it from CG, we've heard it from Mr. Jah. They're looking for graduates who can communicate effectively, who can think critically, who can analyze data, who can adapt, who can collaborate, who can demonstrate emotional intelligence. In other words, they're looking beyond the certificates. They're looking for capability. This is where all of us have a responsibility. The government, the universities, employers, professional bodies like ours. And that is why the network of HR professionals in the Gambia exists and honor this invitation with pride. Over 18 HR professionals from various institutions are here today with us, and I take this opportunity to thank you all once again for honoring this call. Thank you. So to every student and graduate here, allow me to leave you with 5 commitments. First, say yes to commitment. Say yes to opportunities. Second, keep learning even after graduation. Graduation is not the end of education. It is simply evidence that you've survived one chapter. Third, build relationships before you need them. Build relationships before you need them. Networking should not only start when your data bundle is finished and you urgently need to replace it and needs a job. Invest in your relationship. Fourth, which is very important to me, protect your attitude. like your greatest asset. Your attitude is very important. And finally, never ever stop believing in your ability to grow. And I was elated when I heard Mr. Jah mentioning his journey and the guiding principles that led him to where he is. Yes, think big. And looking around the room, I'm seeing trendsetters around this room. People that are role models. Then our role models were people that came from Germany with their Mercedes-Benz, long chains and all of that. Now we have the Soul Frasers, we have the Mohammed Jazz, we have Langens, thank you. Now we have role models within. And I remember one parent talking about asking his son, and it's similar to what Madam Khan just mentioned. Keep telling his son, go and get a job. And the son keeps saying, my phone is what's paying me. The parent didn't realize that the young guy's phone is earning more than the job that he's asking him to do. So the world is changing. The world of work is changing. And one day here, someone will ask you how your career started. And maybe your story will begin with this very festival. Maybe it will begin with one conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, the next generation of Gambian talent is here, sitting somewhere in this tent. The future will be built by those who prepare for it. So leave here today with confidence. Leave here today with curiosity. Stay humble, stay learning, and never stop investing in your development. It is the best investment you will ever make for yourself. Thank you, and may God bless the Gambia.
Thank you so much, Mr. Babukar Pajan. Qualifications and CV get you through the door, but attitude keeps you in the room. Let us remember that. And it was Mr. Dabo who mentioned that the world is rewarding talent now, not location. To further expatiate on that point, we have Mr. Amadou Lamin Fall, who will be speaking on regional talent mobility. Mr. Amadou Lamin Fall is the Chief Executive Officer of Human Capital Performances, and we want to acknowledge that he has traveled all the way from Senegal here with his colleague, Mr. Ndiel Fall. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Master. Good morning, Gambian people. Happy to be here today. My name is Amadou Lamin Fall. I'm a CEO of a HR company called Human Capital Performance. Is it working? And I'm very honored to be here today under the invitation of Dr. Giorgio. Giorgio, thank you for considering our company and for inviting us. I have learned a lot today listening to all these different speeches about Gambian possibility of gaining employability for all these young people. And there is something missing of all the different speeches that I have heard here. And that will be my key message. My key message will be, young Gambian people, widen your job market research. Gambia is not the only job market that we have to focus on. I'm a Senegalese. I'm half Senegalese and Gambian. And I have two news. The first news is, unfortunately, I'm another graduate from the University of Gambia. I'm sorry for that. But I have grown here in Gambia 3 years with my parents, and I'm half Gambian and Senegalese at the same time. And there is a lot of opportunities that Gambian young people can afford in Senegal, in the sub-region, and I'll come to that. I would like first to start with some critical figures. First one, 70% of sub-Saharan African population are less than 30 years old. It's a fact. All of us, we know it. Every year, around 20 millions of young people join the job market. What does it mean? There is a competition all around the region. There is a competition here in local market in Gambia, but there is also a competition in the whole sub-region. Every time a job opening is open here in Gambia, probably there will be some other young African that can also apply to that job. So you have to consider that the competition is all around the sub-region. And I have a question here, a quick survey that I would like to make. How many of you here think that only having a degree will guarantee you to have a job? It's a quick survey. Can you just raise your hand? Those who think that only having a degree can guarantee them that they can have a job. See, no one has raised his hand. No one has raised his hand. That shows that you already have the consciousness of the fact that only having a degree is not enough at all. And I will come to that later. So, the question, the topic that I have to cover is implementing skills, regional mobility, and how Gambia and Senegal can collaborate to just make cross borders not an obstacle, but something which could be an opportunity for young people. And I have transferred that to only 3 questions that I would like to treat here. The first one is, what skills do you need, young people, to develop yourself to be employable tomorrow? The second one is, how can young people move to work and learn across borders? And the third one is, how can countries like Gambia and Senegal collaborate more instead of each trying to do everything alone? Regarding the first question, what skills do you need to develop yourself to make sure that you will be employable in the future? There is basically 3 types of skills that everybody needs to be, let's say, efficient in work. The first one is hard skills. Hard skills come to all the different, let's say, skills that you will gain with your different background, your academic background. Typically, all the companies all around the world look after digital, cybersecurity, HR, finance, project management, supply chain, logistics. All those are basic and you can find it everywhere around the world. But there's also another type of skills that we call soft skills. And mainly this is where I have visited a lot of African countries. This is where we struggle. Soft skills are about leadership, public speaking, communication, adaptability, problem solving, emotional intelligence. All those different skills are very tough to gain because it's not something that you can learn in the university. It's something that you gain either by experience, either in even like this one. This event today, with all the different nice and inspirational speech that you have heard, can help you gain in more soft skills capabilities. And there's the other third group, which called meta skills, which are all about learning agility, self-learning, intercultural collaboration, prompting, etc., etc. So there is a study that showed that 85% of professional success are linked to behavioral and interpersonal skills, basically soft skills. So if you want to move, if you want to boost your career, 85% of the skills that you need are basically in soft skills. Key message, work on your soft skills. So basically, if we try to reply to the second question, how can young people move, work, and learn across borders? I will reply to that question saying first, regarding the young people, I would say first, trying to learn one regional language. Today we are in Gambia, we speak English, but basically there are a lot of job opportunities that Gambian people can apply, for example, in Senegal. Because you already have one asset. The main asset you have is you are already English speakers. There are a lot of NGOs, a lot of UN agencies, a lot of international organizations in Senegal who are looking after internship, looking after talent like we have here in Gambia. And the fact that you already speak English, if you mix it with your probably French speaking, that will help you to boost your career and to find critical jobs. The second one is building digital skills. It's critical. We already know it. Today, digital skills are basically one of those that the HR are looking first. Obtaining certification, developing cross-cultural agility, and building also regional network. And for that, there are a lot of job boards that exist around the sub-region that you can move forward, go through, and see all the different openings, job openings that you have on the sub-region. For governments, harmonizing certification, digitalizing work permits, and also building regional job fair and regional job platforms are critical. There is almost no job fair, no regional job fair around all our countries. And I think here we can take the commitment. We already have a job fair in Senegal, and this is called that our next job fair that we are organizing in Dakar, we will be calling Gambian institutions, Gambian companies to join us, and also to present all the different capacity and, let's say, bridge that we can create around job employability for Gambian people. And this is an invitation that I'm sharing here today. Also for employers, I think the lady just after before me just put the fact that employers have to give the chance to young people. Giving the chance to young people, even if their CV are short, but recruit the potential. Trying to identify the potential on young people. This is something very critical. And West Africa futures will not be defined only by the movement of goods or capital, but by the movement of skills, talent, and opportunity. And our real shift is not to move from national labor market, but it's to move from a regional talent market. And the third question is, how can countries like Gambia and Senegal collaborate more instead of each trying to do everyone on his own? So here we have 4 recommendations, basically. The first one, and I already touched it, is the regional job fairs. Let's have some regional job fairs. We have one here. I hope next year we have one here with a lot of Senegalese companies, a lot of Malian companies, a lot of Guinean companies. Also, let's have a digital skills passport. That digital skills passport could integrate certifications, experience, skill badge, soft skills, etc., etc. We also recommend to have pooling training resources where we will be creating joint programs between Senegal and Gambia and schools and businesses with different sectoral boot camps, just like HR, AI, tourism, customer relationship, green job, etc., etc. These are the main recommendations that we are sharing here. And I would like just to end my topic by saying this. Let's say this. A border can be a line that separates us on a bridge and a bridge that connects us. And for too long, we have treated borders mainly as lines. So today, our generation has the opportunity to turn them into bridges, bridges for learning, bridges for business, bridges for friendship, bridges for innovation, bridges for opportunity. And if Senegal and the Gambia and the rest of the Africa can build those bridges together, then our young people will not just look for opportunities elsewhere, they will create opportunities here. Thank you for this job fair and for this invitation, and we hope that we will be sharing all the different. I would like just also to thank my team, Rokhaya and Mama, who joined here this event, coming from Senegal, especially for this event. And the good news is they have some job openings from Senegal. For those who are interested, you can connect with them, and probably we will see you in Senegal working right there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Amadou Lamin Fall, for that great speech and the recommendations to employers, policymakers, and students, and for just broadening the conversation around regional opportunity and collaboration. As a point of courtesy, I want to just apologize to everyone that we are running behind time, but we'll endeavor to push forward with utmost speed. But I hope you've all valued the contributions, the speeches that we've gotten here, and the time that the speakers have taken to give us a bit of their history. I will now call on Mr. Cherno Basiru Jallo to demonstrate the Job Match AI platform. Please welcome Mr. Cherno Basiru Jallo of the University of the Gambia School of ICT. Welcome.
So I'll just be needing one mic. I'll be going there soon. Okay. Hello everyone here. Chairman here. So we have a quick demo dancing on our side to demonstrate. Unfortunately, I can't stand here. I have to move to the laptop now to do the demonstration for the project. So I'm just gonna head on.
Let me hit the button. Yeah. The mic itself. Okay. No. Okay. Go ahead.
The cameraman is talking.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. So here's the problem, right? Youth in the Gambia are basically unqualified, qualified, but the bridge to employment doesn't exist. There isn't been no centralized job marketplace, skill mismatch at scale, no intelligent matching system, and lack of career guidance. So basically introducing Job Match AI, basically a centralized AI-powered management system and skills matching platform built for the Gambia, right? So it basically connects these three different domains: the job seekers, the employers, and then the training pathways. Now we're going to do a live demo of the Job Match AI platform, but basically here are some of the features it contains, right? Like CV upload to browse jobs, view skill gaps, get free trainings, and ask the chatbot. Moving on quickly on the demonstration of Job Match AI. So basically here's the website. It's online, right? You can access the portal. On your dashboard, you have this. You have the ability to view this. So all you have to do now is to go to your profile and CV, upload your CV, and pass it. So what happens is, this is basically an AI system. Everything about you is gonna be tailored based on what you upload on your CV. So if I go to the job matches, you're basically gonna see, give me a second. So job matches, you're gonna see data analyst, because that's what my CV is about, mobile developer, customer support specialist, and so on. You have your applications that you can apply to. You have training recommendations you can do, and a chatbot that you can interact with. So basically I do this to, hey, can you please tell me about me? And it basically tell you about you based on your CV. And you also have messages, right? So you can apply for job. If you want to apply for this, all you have to do is to click on apply, because your CV is already attached, and click on submit. Now on the other side, which is basically the employer side, what do they have access to, right? Because that is, the previous one was basically the employee, but now the employer, the one who posted the job, right? You have these accesses, right? You have the dashboard. You can post a job. You can see your jobs. You can see your candidates. You can see the AI ranking, and you can see your hiring analytics. So time's not on our side. Going back now, by the way, the jobs that are recommended to you are basically going to be ranked, right? So you can see a job that's 78% based on your CV, that data analyst. By the way, that's more than my phone battery, so I'm going to take that. Now, moving on to the impact that this is going to have, right, on the Gambia. First of all, this platform can be scaled to about 50,000 users, right? 100 plus free courses that can be mapped, and 10 plus AI modules to be built. And of course, you have the employment, faster fair matching, formal digital channel for youth outside personal networks. You have the skills. Basically, every failed match becomes a learning path, right? So you are just not ghosted by recommenders. The system basically adjusts and tell you what to do next. And then you have the labor market data. When a graduate has to sit down after graduating for 6 months to apply for a job, every single day count toward fighting this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that quick but insightful display. Thank you for that quick but insightful display, Mr. Cherno Basiru Jallo. And without further ado, we will now relax and prepare the stage for our keynote speaker with a musical interlude by the BMS Band. Okay, point of correction and an adjustment to the agenda. We will call on Honorable Professor Pierre Gomez, who will deliver the keynote address and round up what they're doing here for this opening ceremony. Professor Gomez, please take the stage.
Thank you very much, David. Honorable Minister of Trade, Chairman Ted Fund, and CEO Q Group, the Commissioner General GRA, Permanent Secretary Mohas, Permanent Secretary MOPSI, PS, Public Service here present, Madam Jha here present, the Executive Director and staff of TED Fund, senior officers from both the public and private sectors, the coordinator of MRC Holland Foundation, our sister Dr. Henrietta Sonko, the CEO or Executive Director of the Student Revolving Loan Scheme, and also senior officers of the NARIF, the lecturers, students and community members, heads of our tertiary and higher education institutions, the senior government officials here present, the entrepreneurs here highlighted earlier on, lecturers, students, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, our brothers and sisters in the media. I think I was asking myself, you know, what am I going to say again, whether there's need for me to say something. Because after listening to previous speakers, you know, they've said it all. So, and also, Madam Khan, thank you very much for your statement. And also, our sister, also for being there. You were there at the conference center when we were working on launching the program. And today you were here, and earlier on we were discussing, and you could see the appreciation from them. And I had to confess to you to say that, you know, maybe people will think that Mohas has intervened, has done something, when in actual fact we haven't added anything. This is completely done by the board, chaired by Chairman Mohamed Jha and Dr. Jojo Ndutambedu and the rest of the management. They did it all. And why I'm saying it, though I've said it before, you know, I go to certain places, they say, Prof, congratulations, congratulations, you're doing very well. I saw your people, the tripartite funds, and so on and so forth. Listing one of them, either is NARIF or Student Revolving Loan Scheme or the TED Fund. But the reality is, we haven't done anything. They are the ones doing it. And When we came in the morning, I was so emotional. I was so emotional because sometimes you go to a particular place, say, you know, they need to give us money. You know, we are really suffering here. Nothing is working. You know, give us this, give us that. But here, these people, since their appointment, they've never come to Mohans to complain about something. But yet still, the Gambian people are seeing things unfolding. And Mohans has never given them anything. So I came, when I saw, I was emotional. I said, yes, there is hope. There is hope in this country. That things are working, that yes, there might be challenges here and there, but there are good citizens of this land. There are real patriots in this land. And they are really ready to work. So, Madam Oli, there's hope. And we will continue that discussion earlier on. I want to seize this opportunity to say that it is very, very important. Like Mohamed Jah and its Chief Commissioner, also Yari, they explained, and the rest, Madam Khan and so on. You know, so it's a phrase that just allow me manyambasrek, you know, just to say that it's very, very important what they said earlier on. Focus, discipline, determination, patience. You know my story, but I will not go that far because it's very hot and the heat is too much. But not to take the long trajectory from when I became a lecturer and going through the different stations within the university. But just let me get to the last one. You know, you all know at a particular time I was called upon to be the acting vice chancellor. Then later, you know, some people, students, staff, said, but Prof, just engage this one, engage that one. In other words, for you to be confirmed. You know? But remember, I narrated the story. I once asked my father to pray for me. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And I went to see him. I said, to pray for me. You know, he said, I'm not going to pray for you to get what you want. I started looking at my father. Me, your son. I left my house in Bruceby, coming up to you here, to your house. Pray for me. You say, I'm not going to pray for you to get what you want. But my father continued and said, but I will pray for you to get what is good for you according to God's will. I look at him. I kept quiet. Then later we continued chatting. Then I drove back to my house, to Bruceby, and so on. I reflected. Then now I said, I get the message. I went back to the office. I was relaxed, empty and really happy with myself. I got the message and I was smiling everywhere. So when people come to my office and start, do this, you know, so that you start enjoying, you cannot walk and then allow somebody to come and enjoy and all that. I just smile. Then I summarized and said, you know, God is a great God. You know, today He has put you in this station. Tomorrow He can take you to another station. It can be a lower station or a higher station. That was my answer. Then he stopped. Then I continued. I never applied, but some did not believe. I had to later, some of you know, came up with that press release that I will not apply. I will preside over a system that allows us to get a vice chancellor, and I hand over to that person. And that's exactly what I did. I moved from being number one, later to number two, and taking instruction to to the new #1. And then one day I came down going for lectures, and so my phone rang, said I should go and meet the president, and so on. So I started thinking what to say. In those days, you know, UTG, Dr. Haidara, you know, so I thought that maybe students are trying to go on strike, you know, or the lecturers want to go on strike. If I go to OP, if they ask me, what am I going to respond? Because I cannot say I don't know. So I start looking. Sometimes when I see students, I see whether they are planning something, or the lecturers, and so on and so forth. So just to go to Banjul, meet the president, said, I plan to, how to call it, change, make some reshuffle, and I've identified you to be the next Minister of Higher Education. Like that. Just like that. So that moved me from the university to where I am for the time being. And hope once I'm done, the mission is over, I go back to the classroom so that I become, okay, so that I become, right? So sometimes then they're not my classroom. So, but that's just the patience that Mr. Jha talked about. Let's be patient. And for me, it connects to my father's advice. You see, let's be patient. You cannot get what you don't have. But also, duñ la jox lépp nga jël lépp. Okay? Affaire c'est hell. Okay? The rest you leave it with the Most High God. So I think I've tried to imitate Mr. Jha and my brother, Mr. Dabo, and so on, by also Jota Nyambas, as I said. But let me try to be disciplined before my peers come with the whip. So it is a great honor that I join you today at this inaugural National Career Fest, a milestone that reflects our shared commitment to investing in the greatest asset our nation possesses, which is our young people. Let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to His Excellency President Adama Barrow, whose unwavering commitment to education, youth empowerment, and human capital development continues to inspire the reforms we are undertaking today. Under his leadership, education remains a national priority. He understands that the future of the Gambia will be built by educated and innovative citizens. In line with my ministry's strategic vision, the Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund, commonly known as TED Fund, was established as a sustainable funding model to build capacities of the tertiary and higher education institutions for national development. A key starting point for the fund's activities is the organization of this Career Fest, which seeks to support our collective drive in investing in dreams, aspirations, opportunities, and ultimately the prosperity of our beloved country. The event will help inspire students to take up relevant and appropriate career choices as they pursue their academic journeys. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of today's Career Fest is simple but profound. It is about helping our young people discover possibilities they may never have imagined. It is about connecting students with universities, TVET institutions, employers, entrepreneurs, innovators, and mentors. It is about helping every young Gambian answer one of life's most important questions. It helps answers the question often asked by students, what can I become when I complete my studies? The theme of the Career Fest is becoming, from education to limitless opportunities. It will help students to explore career pathways discover scholarships and training opportunities, receive career guidance, interact with employers, learn about entrepreneurs, strengthen your employability, skills, and begin building networks that could shape your future. For many of our students here, today may be the first day you meet someone whose story will change your career choices and decisions. And yes, listening to Mohamed Jah, you know, I listened to him when I was at uni. You know, he will always come and get the good brains and give them opportunities in those days. In fact, by the way, for some of you who do not know, maybe you just heard about the 15 million that he gave us. The early days of UTG, the first computer room that UTG had was equipped, fully furnished by Quantum, under the leadership of Mohamed Jah. Maybe nit mo de gawa fate. Why bufa dara newul on dara. Mohamed Jah came forward and helped the University of the Gambia. And many students now graduated. Just yesterday, I have a product of IT School of ITC that read computer science who was picked from here, graduate of UT, come here, taken to Spain, just to work on something AI related and cyber security and so on. When in network, he was trained here in the Gambia, as I always say, from Bunukakunda to Oxford. Knowledge is there. The formulas are there for everybody. And if that person can be taken, but before he left, he was working online for those people in Spain. And then later, they decided to take him to Spain and work there. So it is possible. And what all the speakers said, for those of us, it is time for us to listen. You've heard the story of the CG of GRA. So most of the time we think that before you can do something good, you must come from Sorbonne or Yale, Oxford. He told you that he came from here, from the same university where you are. When he went and conquered, he told you after getting that training, what you people were collecting per year, when he took over, now you are collecting that same amount every month. Can I repeat? What you are collecting the whole year, under his leadership, that's what you are collecting now every month. So it shows that you can do it. It shows that you have also many commissioners here in you, many Yankuba Davos in you, many Mohamed Jahs in you. You've seen the principles, you've heard the principles he has shared with us. What is possible? What stops you from doing it? You've seen last time that structure that Saul Fraser built, and it was inaugurated. You know, some of us with our degrees will be marching along Kairaba Avenue, jumping majestically. Yes, some actually Langensi, okay? Even though Langens have a heavy tie. Huh? But then at the end of the day, those who are really in charge are those who are ready for the job market. Not so, Mr. Tunkara. That's the work. Those who have the skill set. Those who are ready to really take charge of our destiny. But not those who Dr. Landry Wilfred Peters talked about. Those who wait at the periphery those who stand begging in style. Perhaps the next Mohamed Jah, the next Yankuba Dabo, and the next Sol Frasers, and so on and so forth. The next Edward Francis Small, the next Gambian visionary who will create something that the world has ever seen before. The only difference between extraordinary people and everyone else is often one opportunity, one decision, one mentor, one moment of courage. Are you ready for that rendezvous with history? Are you ready to capture that moment? Are you ready to go out here from this end and implement whatever our great speakers reminded us today? Yes, I can tell you. Listening to them, I felt it where I stood. You know, I really felt it. And I can tell you, if you are able to implement only 1% of their piece of advice, you are good to go. You will become a free man. You will be the one in charge. Success does not happen overnight. And therefore, as students, do not allow temporary difficulties to push you into permanent mistakes, going for shortcuts. They did not go for shortcuts. They worked hard. They waited for it. And the key word from them was patience. They waited. In word of Yakamti Yahule. Wait for the time. God's time is the best. Look at your watch and look at and see it's not time. I'm waiting for the bell to ring. When it rings, nobody can stop you. When it rings, you are good to go. So take career paths that will exploit your full potential in becoming the best of yourself. The government of the Gambia is creating the opportunities for you. This Career Fest is one example, as it is being held because we believe in your potentials in contributing to national development. The government will continue to invest in education, skills development, entrepreneurship, and employment because we believe that your future can be built here and should be built through your talent, your hard work, and your determination. In this regard, we need your patience, resilience, and importantly, we need you to believe in yourself. You know, Dr. Henrietta, we went to Brikama, Gambia College. In those days, formal Gambia College, because Gambia College does not exist now. You have the University of Education, the Gambia, so that they can help us build some dormitories and so on. But he told the students and the lecturers, he said, yes, you might not have the money, but to be clean, you don't need to be rich to be clean. Before I can do something, build something, can you please make this place at least conducive? So I told the students, my friend, hey, the minister has come here. We brought one of our key partners to help. So don't deny the Gambian people this opportunity. So clean your house, clean your place. And I was very happy that they did, and fortunately, you know, Dr. Henrietta with MRC Holland delivered. And not only they renovated the old dormitories that some of you know about, but they built new dormitories. And today, as I'm talking to you, they are now building new faculty buildings. And God willing, by November, they will deliver that one. And then, you know, she knows that I'm a very troublesome person. So, because I'm thinking of a second phase. So, but then let me just stop here and wait until that one is done. But I want to thank her for that also contribution and really helping us to think twice, to take ownership. You see, nimbal si nasi feka loho borom, okay? To our employers gathered here today, I thank you for opening your doors to our students. The future workforce of the Gambia is sitting before you, and I encourage you to continue your support in the areas of internships, mentorship, apprenticeships, and graduate opportunities. I also wish to recognize our valued partners in the areas of skills development, innovation, and employability. Your partnership demonstrates that preparing young people for successful careers is not the responsibility of one sector, but a national responsibility that requires all of us working together. I'm told many people contributed for us to be here today. And may your family, your different families, may your children really enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know, the best thing, as I said earlier on and in different fora, that for you to use your resources, to use your energy, your time, for other people to come and benefit. But people you never know, and some you will never know. That's a new definition of greatness. You are not doing it for yourself. You have the opportunity to enjoy, you and your family. But you decide that, no, I exist. I am because I have my neighbor. So the I am become relevant when I fulfill the mission. But when I really fulfill what Holy Scripture asks me to do in the service of thy neighbor. And thy neighbor is anybody created by God. And the most important thing is investing in the youth of this country. Investing in education so that they can get the skill sets in order to liberate themselves. So for all of you who really contributed and are still contributing, I really want to thank you on behalf of the Republic. And you all know the Republic is everything that is there and is so dear to all of us. On behalf of that great entity called the Republic, I want to thank you for being there for us. And I want to ask and pray for the Most High God to give you good health, give you strength, so that you continue serving this country, so that you continue serving humanity as per the key mission. I know it is very hot and we have a lot to do, but let me stop here. But to really thank you once again and thank Dr. Jojo and the rest of the team and the board for the good job that you are doing. Please continue. You see, some of us have gone through the process. You see, education, very interesting. Some of us, yes, went through the process as students, later graduated, then later to now becoming administrators, university administrators. We reached the level. Now we are changing now. We are now becoming students, now learning from you. So I want to thank you because it's really dear to us, and most of you know I'm a straight shooter. I say what I feel, and I'm not happy, I will say it here. But I'm really happy. Since the beginning, you people are doing excellent work. Please continue. I know you will not, Mohas will not be able to give you all what you want. But because you guys went to school, you ended up invoking Plan B. Plan B is what next? Yes, Mohas is not giving us all what we need. But what can we do? Should we go to traffic lights and then be complaining? amuñ dara, you know, guy nanguñu jox tuuti la ñu jox benn dalasi la, and so on and so forth. But no, you think outside the box. Then now, you now produce something more than what Mohas has given you. Then you send the signal and talk to Mohas. I'm at another level now. So for the students here present, this is another lecture that we have received from our brothers and sisters. For me, I call it, this is the lecture of the year. From Mohamed Jah to all those who took the floor today. Because they were real. They told you. They don't want to tell you something else. They want to tell you the truth. They tell you what happens out there. So on that note, I strongly believe that in next 1 year, 2 years, we will, maximum 2 years, we will see from this hall some jazz, some Yankuba Dabos, some Olewades, some Soul Phrases, and so on and so forth. This is what I believe in. That in 2 years, but then be careful, before you say Prof Monyo 2 years, we will be. PS Jawara, you know, before I know them. They say Prof Moko in 2 years we will be Mohamed Jah. Prof Mune, in 2 years you will be able to start that journey, and we will start seeing now the fruits of that journey. Okay? So that later you will be able to come and take over from Aissatou Obas and from P.S. Louis Moses, from P.S. Jawaras and others and so on. So that you signpost the development trajectory of this country. It must be anchored on skill sets. It must be anchored on development, on excellence. On that note, I declare this session open and wish you all the best and congratulations to TED Fund. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Professor Pierre Gomez, Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. That was a perfect speech to wrap up all the speeches that we've received today. And I want us to put our hands together for Dr. Giorgio and the TED team for organizing such a distinguished panel of speakers for us here today. And CG Dabo mentioned that this is one of the rare moments where he's available for you to speak to him. So I hope all the people here, the speakers, and also the likes of Dr. Baji, Mr. Fraser, and all the eminent guests here will make themselves available for 1 or 2 minutes to speak to 1 or 2 of the students to inspire them. So now, without further ado, we're done with the formal proceedings of this introduction segment, and we will call on the Jola Cultural Troupe to entertain us as the VIPs prepare for their tour. So we'll also encourage the stall managers to make their way to their various stores to be ready for the VIP guided tour. But we will hear from the Jola Cultural Group to entertain us. Over to you. Thank you.